So you sort of see what it might look like.
8-4.
8-4, baby.
All right, let's rock and roll.
Because when we're really going to drink, that's when we take the biggest risks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Smart. Angel Fly Alabaster.
Yep.
Alabaster.
And that actually...
We aren't really passing anything good white. I mean, there's
the Cloistered Youth.
The Cloistered Youth, which isn't bad, but isn't... I don't...
It's not, but it's not
I don't know that
pick.
it's something that will draw people into white.
Right.
But it's not a first pick. It's probably not even a second pick.
Right. It's not going to table. I mean, I'm thinking Cloistered Youth, Invisible Stalker, Blazing Torch, and the Pilgrim.
The person sitting next to us will take the Invisible Stalker over the Cloistered Youth.
Unless they already picked a white card.
Right.
But we can't know that.
Right. But this actually, I love building spirit decks.
Yeah.
And this is the perfect card
for us to do that, though.
Well, us. He's off winning on his own.
Oh, right. Because, John's that guy.
Laboratory Maniac. Woo! We're going to mill ourselves. Fuck it.
Wouldn't we take the Chapelgeist?
Chapelgeist.
Neon Haunting.
Midnight Haunting, Travel Preparations, all would fit in the deck that I want to make.
Mm-hmm. Or the Haunting one?
Okay, the advantage of Chapelgeist would be that it can recur with the Angel of Flight Alabaster.
Yep.
Advantage of Midnight Haunting is the surprise element.
If that's the case, if that's all it is, then I'd go with Chapelgeist.
Okay.
You're doing the same amount of net damage for one creature.
Right. I can see that. Here...
That sucks. That's a shitty pack.
I don't love red-white, but...
Geist Flame?
Geist Flame is kind of what I would lean to. White-green can be good, so something like Ambush Viper wouldn't be all bad.
That's my favorite card out of there. Well, actually, the Bitterheart Witch is my favorite card out of there.
Right.
But Ambush Viper is my favorite combat trick. But,
yeah.
I mean, it is what it is.
Screeching Bat is also potentially a good creature. I don't know. Potentially we could splash for that.
Sure.
Do you see anything here which is better than Geist Flame, which is very splashable?
No. It's just if we end up white-green instead of white-blue. I would like to go white-blue, but I don't want to force it.
Sure.
Let's take Geist Flame.
Okay.
Let's see what...
Elder Catheter.
Cathar.
What?
Not catheter.
Oh, I'm gonna get these fixed.
Something can be arced for Doom Traveler.
Mm-hmm.
Blazing Torch would give us removal, which sometimes white is a little bit light on.
Right.
And then Elder Catheter also is solid in it.
I would say either the Torch or the Traveler.
Yeah, I don't really care for the Torch as much as most people do, but...
Should we take Doom Traveler?
Yeah, I think so. Okay. Get a 1-drop out there. I am a big fan of...
Tessens.
Frightful Delusion, because even if they do pay the cost, they still have to discard a card.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
That player discards a card, regardless. So even if you counter it or not, they still have to discard.
Huh.
So it's a 2-for-1 whammy for 3 mana.
Right.
And it punishes them for tapping out, which I think is always a good thing.
Right.
Don't tap out, people.
Short of Stitcher's Apprentice, I don't see anything else there we want, so...
Yeah.
Let's try it. Wow.
Yeah. I would like Stony Silence, but there's just nothing in Innistrad that really screams out a need for it.
Right, yeah, we're not scared of whatever.
So you're thinking it's got to be Spare from Evil.
Spare from Evil.
Just as a maybe.
Nightbird's Clutch, I've actually... If I have a flight-centric deck, they typically only have 1 or 2 flyers.
True. I can see giving somebody a first strike with the Vampire.
But it has to be a Vampire.
Fury. Oh, yeah. But whatever.
Spare from Evil. We'll build up our white just in case.
Rally the Peasants.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, I have no
That's huge for our deck.
That makes me think we might
just need to go for it.
Yeah, be more likely to
Spirit
go.
Spectral Rider.
Yeah. The Spectral Rider, it's a spirit, so works with that.
Yep.
And
if they're not playing white,
yeah, the Intimidate can be huge. Either one of these, depending on what colors we end up playing, could be decent. I kind of like this guy, because when all of our creatures are in the air, it just gives us a little advantage.
One little bit of an edge. You can try it. I've never played it.
It's best when you end up with like 2 or 3.
Sure.
Although that means you're playing 2 or 3 one-eyed scarecrows instead of, good cards. Ricochet is the best thing there.
Really?
I think. What were you thinking?
I honestly don't know. I don't play vampires because I think they suck.
Right. If someone is playing
Pun
vampires,
Pun intended.
This can be pretty dangerous. So,
that's good. I would say Night Terrors just for a hate crime. Hate draft.
No, I like your first
I support
Freudian strip there.
Did you just say Freudian strip?
Yes, I did.
Yes, he did.
Fair enough.
He went there.
This thing would probably screw us up the most.
Okay.
Vampiric Rats.
What is the point of Make-A-Wish? Who would play that card?
Certainly not me.
Why? I mean, how does it even get past the drawing board? No one's playing that shit.
What's it do?
It puts 2 random cards from your graveyard into your deck. Or hand, or something. I don't know, I stopped reading after random.
Yeah.
Well, if it's into your hand, it's not that bad.
It is into your hand.
Whatever.
That's not that bad, then.
No, it's bullshit.
Why?
No one's playing that. You end up with 2 crap cards.
But with this pool of cards,
clearly the pick is the flying first striker.
Look,
Voiceless Spirit gives us a spirit. But what's your argument, George?
My argument is that with this particular set, you have all sorts of ways to manipulate your graveyard. So you can have it be that there's nothing in your graveyard except for cards you'd rather have in your hand.
I'm going to manipulate your graveyard in about a second.
Civilized Scholar wouldn't be bad if we did end up going blue, but blue
We're so far out of blue.
But
I don't know. Whatever, it's first pack. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Because if we get something like this,
oh yeah,
4/4 flyer,
sure,
then that makes me definitely want to consider
Want
it.
to go back?
I would love a Feeling of Dread tabled, and it might. There's some decent cards here.
Yeah,
Take the Crows.
you're taking the Crows.
I think the Crows. Because I don't really want to play Ricochet.
Who would? Goddamn vampire. Stupid.
Rally the Peasants, if we're splashing just a tiny bit of red, might make
you can still get away with it.
Yep. And with that card, that's actually an argument for Midnight Haunting over Chapelgeist, because then both of them get the bonus. So good for us.
Yep.
Priest, one of the only removal that we will have access to.
As long as we don't go up against a mirror match, we're fine. But even then, it's a 1/2 blocker.
Right.
So, whatever.
And most of the time, people have something that's non-human.
Right. Intangible Virtue?
I don't think we have any
Tokens
yet. This guy's a spirit and a flyer.
Yeah. He's a good flyer.
And I like Makeshift Mauler, but that's not really what our deck's about.
Nope. Spectral Flight? Or I would say probably the Throbbing Sentry.
Yeah.
What?
Snigger Snap.
No, I agree.
He's huge.
He is.
He's huge.
He's throbbing.
Yep.
That's right. He's pulsing with fury, which was my favorite Jean-Claude Van Damme movie.
Didn't that just come out this week?
Yeah, it's my favorite.
Another Geist Flame. I mean, this guy.
Yeah.
We
It's
won't
sorely
play.
tempting to take that one. That one's really annoying sometimes.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, take the Geist Flame.
That would.
Definitely. Curse of Ravopale!
Smite the Monstrous would give us a on-color removal spell for large
for
threats.
big critters.
Yeah.
Yeah. You still see too many big critters, though.
Retards.
But I suppose if tokens, if something is beefed up, if their
Yeah.
vampire gets
Well, and
past the
Lots
threshold.
and lots of
Yeah.
werewolves get
They
over
put the
that
spectral
point.
True,
Flight on
that's
it.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah, turned werewolves do count.
And
we've
a lot of vampires will eventually blow up to that point as they drink enough blood.
we've passed a couple makeshift
ticks.
maulers that are 4/5s.
Oh no, I think it's a perfectly valid choice. Not that my opinion means anything.
It doesn't. But way to pick up on that.
Yeah, I know. I understand my place in the universe.
So far, the card pool. What are we at? 1, 2, 3,
Eh.
4.
4
spirits.
creatures, man. We're doing great.
But we're at
10 critters.
and 5 flying.
Yeah, so that's not bad.
Yeah,
Flying's probably the best mechanic in this. Or, seriously, because
You mean the game as a whole?
maybe the game
Yeah.
as a whole, yeah.
probably.
Because it forces, it forces some tough decisions.
Should we ring my bell?
Oh, yeah. Ding dong, the witch is dead.
I do like the bell ringer. It's a good blocker. Great trick to
Absolutely.
just end up killing
Anything that
someone.
untaps your shit is good.
Here you go, man.
Thank you. By the way, we're eating George's absolutely fucking perfect brownies.
Yep.
You are jealous.
And 3 philosophers. Tastes a little bit like cough syrup
Yeah, it's kind of good.
It tastes like something 3 philosophers would have came up with.
because they just couldn't decide on.
There's not beer makers. We're philosophers, for Christ's sakes.
I'll bet you there's an awful lot of beer makers who are philosophers.
Well, yeah, but I'm a philosopher after 4 of these.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Man, after 4 of these, you wouldn't be philosophizing much of anything except for what the floor feels like.
Oh, to rug burn.
Okay. Here's my argument.
Oh my god, here we go.
I think that potentially makes our deck.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That, really?
Mm-hmm.
Against what?
Against werewolves, against... Well, don't vampires have to deal damage to Green?
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
So
yeah.
against vampires,
Interesting.
it's not good removal or a
It's not,
good...
it's not removal, it's just you're stumping their growth.
Right. But also when you're building up a bunch of flyers,
Hey,
if
never
you
more.
can slow them on the ground. So now that we're farther in blue, I would say there's an argument for Civilized Scholar.
Sure.
I think there's an argument for Moment of Heroism. There's an argument for Smite the Monstrous, probably even Armored. Although we don't have many
Yeah.
flash.
At this point, I would say Scholar.
get some card advantage.
We'll get some more critters.
I also like Nevermore.
I do like it.
Not for necessarily main decking,
But after you see what they're,
but yeah,
threat
but you
is,
just always toss it in for your
I think potentially at tables.
possibly.
I think it's... This definitely will make main deck. So
Yeah.
I think we take this, but I think potentially Nevermore tables. Here,
That stabby guy.
I'm thinking Slayer of the...
probably Slayer of the Wicked.
Yeah.
There's actually 3 removal spells for our colors. The
Yeah,
Claustrophobia, Rebuke, and Slayer of the Wicked. But
There's
Slayer of
also
Wicked
the
gives you-
voiceless spirit.
Yep, and the Cloistered Youth.
But I think
Yeah.
we have to go with the stabby dude.
Yeah. Yep.
Stabby McStabberson.
And once again, I know I've said it a million times, but werewolves are werewolves before they flip.
Yep.
Right.
So he can kill him. This guy, we hope.
Never sees play.
Yep.
Let's hope that they just missed that. Rage Thrower?
No, it's the Abyssinian priest.
Yeah.
I'm saying the better card is the Rage Thrower.
Butcher's Cleaver, we don't have enough humans, probably. I think the Priest gives us another pseudo removal, which we're
Sure.
a little light on. We're also kind of light on 2-drops. There's another Nevermore,
Well, one of
but
them's got a table.
this guy gives all of our spirits.
Yeah, we care
Plus
about the
one.
guys. We don't care about Nevermore.
Man, that's cold.
We don't.
Well, we would like it, but we don't need it.
Right. I would say Counterspell.
Yep, take another Frightful Delusion. I don't know if we'd want to play 2.
No, but Unruly Mob would be.
Either the Mob or another one of the Scarecrows.
Yeah, that's what I was. We're at 24 right now. Spare from Evil we're probably not going to play. Lost and Mist we probably won't play.
I think
you want the Scarecrow?
I kind of want the Scarecrow.
Okay.
I just think if we can win the Battle of the Skies,
Drake, big time. Big time.
And if we can win the Battle of the Skies, I think we win.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Biggest threat is probably the. I mean,
Sure.
that's the only creature.
Right.
Okay, we're back up to 24. Of the things here, maybe one of the Frightful Delusions.
See, and this is something I've never been able to do.
Hey, Nevermore.
It did table.
Yep. And
I've never been able to go through and sort of make my deck as we go like that. Like hide the cards and stuff like that. I kind of know, I keep track in my head, but do we want the Rebuke?
Yeah, I can't believe that tabled.
Wow. Well, they took the Nevermore. There's a second Nevermore along with that.
That's the next pack.
So we might double Nevermore? I wonder
don't know.
how much red we'll have to play. Of these, I think this is most annoying.
It's the most awesome.
And annoying to us.
There it is.
Wow. Okay, then.
Well, my Nevermore deck is
coming nicely. Yep. It's coming along nicely.
Just a couple more drafts. And
sweet.
14th pick Nevermore.
So what do you think there, Chachi?
I think we're lacking in the beef department. I think. Sorry. Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, I'm really torn between playing red.
Oh, you don't have to.
Just because of the Ice Flames?
Well, yeah, like the Geist Flames would be the only reason we're splashing it.
I just don't know. I don't know if there's enough 1-point damage opportunities to make that big of a difference.
Right.
I mean, they're more useful against us than they are against our opponents.
Well, there's going to be lots of humans that you can kill for 1 point.
Maybe.
An unruly mob dies to that as long as it hasn't had a chance to get worked up.
I think we stick with heavy white blue.
Let's go through and
no matter what, it's going to be heavy white blue. It's just
but I'm saying
a touch of red.
You know what I'm saying?
Slightly like
I think you're thinking
purple deck.
I think you're thinking of, instead of the Geist Flames, is making sure that the Scarecrows get in.
Well, what? Okay, I think we could pretty much argue that these are
the core cards.
The creatures that we want. The only 2 non-creature spells are 2 removal spells on color. Then it becomes like, do we want the pump spell that would be better if we're playing those? Do we want this as removal? Do we want counter spells? Do we want scarecrows?
I think we should go with the counter spells and the scarecrows. And then if our opponent has a bunch of little creatures, we can drop in the Geist Flames.
So then you're saying that then that would include the sensory deprivation and the Lost in the Mist.
And would we rather have creatures gain control from non-humans or counter spell?
I say counter spell. It's expensive, but it's potentially a board changer. You know?
Right. And where we're at now, heavy on the 3
And
drops.
we really need some more 2s.
You need some more 2s.
And if we actually had a chance of having red early,
Right.
that would give us something to do with our first couple turns. There could be an argument for this even without the red splash, but we could try Lost in the Mist. Because we also have those two.
Here's the thing: it's just like the other counter spell. The return target permanent works regardless of whether you counter it. Okay. Well, I mean, but that one is all or nothing. But you know what I mean, though.
Right.
The
There's a
secondary
bonus to it.
Right. The secondary ability is even more important than the first. You could counter a 1/1 guy just to get a big threat off the board.
Right.
You know,
and with the number of things that build counters and all of that in this, being able
Sure.
to bounce someone can just, their
Well,
unruly mob.
bounce their
which is-
unruly mob, and then you have the other counter spell, which forces them to discard. So you just counter spell the next fucking thing, and they have to discard it.
Right.
Or something along those
Sure.
lines. There's a lot of play there.
I think 9/8 is.
I think it's perfectly
Fair.
reasonable.
So what that breaks down to for spells versus critters.
I love you guys are saying critters. By the way.
Cretars.
I love it.
Right there.
That's pretty good.
I can live with that.
I think it's good.
hmm
I think it's a solid deck.
And
I pity the deck that
we
goes
stay
against this.
open to
Switching out blue for red.
switching to
Well,
Geist
Yeah.
Flame if we think that there's, a good use for it.
Well, it's mostly if
Whoa.
if they're nothing but little creatures, then countering them isn't nearly as big a deal as just being able to kill them.
Right.
Because you can kill 2 of them with a Geist Flame, only stop 1 of them with a counter
Right.
spell.
And if they have something like Voiceless Spirit that's holding up our flying creatures,
Right.
Being able to pink them.
yeah, then being able to pick them might be worth it.
Could you not say Pinkham?
Well, he said it and I repeated because I'm unoriginal.
I get that.
Would you prefer Plink?
No.
Plinko.
No.
Kaplinko.
You're Kaplinko.
I really hope
A couple more of these philosophers, I'm going to be Kaplinko.
I really hope we actually get to use the ability on this card. I've never used the ability.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's the deck that I played in Friday Night Magic. That was the main card, and I actually did get to use it, and it was very effective.
Yeah.
Brought back a Spectral Rider for the win.
Neat.
So, intimidate, y'all.
Okay. I guess I should stop.
I thought you had. My God.
Whoops.